Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to you, brothers that are laboring and pushing this word in truth and sincerity. And with charity, I'm the brother Abraham from the camp here in GMS Chicago, coming back at you with another lesson. Alright, Lord willing, this video will be edifying, and just watched a few videos on you know, Esau's obviously planning to control the whole world via his new world order, right? Which is the system which he's trying to implement on the earth. Okay, right? Because they're given the power of the earth, and once you have all the money in the world, okay, and you have all these riches, more than the heart could wish for, right? You get bored, right? You're bored, you have nothing to do, you have everything, right? So what was something that gets you excited again is total control, right? So the elite of Esau, Edom, is on a mission to get total control of you, okay, to make you their cattle, to make you their slave, and to have total control over you and your life. All right, and that's why they're implementing this image of the beast system. Okay, so what I have here from Google AI Overview, what is a surveillance state, right? It says a surveillance state is a country where the government engages in pervasive, systematic monitoring of its citizens' communications, activities, and locations. This is typically done using advanced technology and is often justified by national security or crime prevention rationales, but raises significant concerns about privacy, civil liberties, and the balance of power between the individual and the government. These two things are happening currently, right? Using advanced technology, and is often justified by national security or crime prevention rationales, right? So the government is implementing what's it called, damn, I forgot what it's called, but it's a AI system to prevent um to prevent a mass shooting, for example, right? And they use information from social media posts to try and determine, all right, there's gonna be a shooting here, we gotta go and prevent it. Okay, and they have ICE pretty much doing whatever the hell they want, and they don't identify themselves. They got masks on, no badge number. They just grabbing people right off the street. All right, this is for what they say national security, right? For safety, for crime prevention. All right, but really it's all about taking your liberty, your freedom, and your rights away, right? So it goes on to say, it says, according to scholars and civil liberties organizations, a surveillance state exhibits several key characteristics: systematic data collection. Information on large numbers of people is collected routinely and systematically, often without regard to individual suspicion of wrongdoing. All right, and I'm gonna show you a couple videos where they're spying on you via our phones, which we obviously already know that. All right, but they're letting you know that they're telling you exactly what they're doing. So they're spying on us on our phones. via um, social medias, right? Messaging apps, WhatsApp, Messenger, social medias like Facebook, Instagram, etc., etc., right? It says advanced technology, modern surveillance states leverage sophisticated technologies. What do we have now? AI, right? This is including mass video surveillance with facial recognition, biometric data collection, DNA, fingerprints, internet and phone tapping, location tracking, and large centralized databases. Right, and this is why they want to implement smart cities. Okay, smart everything, smartphones, smart watches, uh, what else? Whatever. You know, it's all to get total control over you, spy on you. Okay, it says function, creep, and mission expansion. Surveillance system often start with a publicity agreeable specific purpose, but gradually expand in scope and are used for other unrelated objectives. Right? So it starts off small and then they gradually, oh, we gotta, do this for your safety, for your own good. Right? An example is when 9/11 happened, they introduced the Patriot Act, which that's when they started really um, spying on Americans. All right, it says secrecy and lack of oversight. Much of the surveillance is conducted under veils of secrecy, often without explicit democratic or judicial authorization, making it difficult to challenge. Partnering with the private sector, governments often compel or pay private companies to provide access to vast data stores they have collected from users, right? And that's the new uh, AI that's partnered with the military for what they say is crime prevention, okay, and to prevent disaster before it happens, right? This is their excuse for it, right? Real world examples and concerns. The term surveillance state is used to describe governments in various countries with different levels of pervasiveness. All right, China. China has one of the most extensive and technological advanced surveillance systems in the world, incorporating mass video surveillance, facial and voice recognition, and a national social credit system intended to assess citizen conduct. The government uses technology, including tools initially developed for COVID tracking, to monitor and control citizens' movements and dissent. Right, which that's ultimately coming here too. All right. United States, the U.S. has a history of mass surveillance that expanded significantly after the 9/11 attacks, as revealed by Edward Snowden's 2013 leaks. Concerns persist regarding programs that collect their communications records of millions of Americans. The government's practice of purchasing data from private brokers to bypass warrant requirements, and the use of advanced tracking technologies by agencies like the DHS, right? The UK, and they're arresting people over social media posts, right? Imagine that, getting arrested over something you said on social media that offended somebody else, right? The UK also has been described as testing ground for new surveillance policies with a widespread network of CCTV cameras and past government proposals for large-scale communications databases, which led to significant public and political debate. All right, and then they give you North Korea. All right, so you get the point of what a surveillance state is. All right, and so this is a video from the Jimmy Dore Show. It's called "Mass Surveillance is Much Farther Along Than You Thought."
So you're probably, I hope you're as blown away by this story as I was when I discovered it. You are in a surveillance state by not only your government, but by every electronic device in your house, on your person, your phone, your watch, your dishwasher, your alarm clock, your television, your refrigerator, your coffee maker. If you have an Amazon Echo, oh, and if you have an Amazon Echo or another form of smart device in your home, you need to watch this. Beyond the current dystopian surveillance, very important to understand geofencing coming to a freedom city near you. Let's watch this. This is about three minutes long. Watch this. This is a portion of a film called The Agenda, Their Vision, Your Future. Let's watch. One man who knows the dangers only too well is Aman Jabi, who was at the forefront of digital development in Silicon Valley, California, for 25 years. He left when he recognized the dark side of surveillance technology, choosing instead the peace and beauty of Montana. He's an expert in facial recognition. It's a technique that is used to uniquely identify the biometrics of any face. So, in a device like your smartphone, and most modern smartphones in the last 5 or 7 years, they have a 3D camera module in the front of the phone, which you cannot see. Within that module is a near infrared projector, which projects tens of thousands of dots on your face. Those dots are then distorted based on the contours and the features of your face. And there's a near infrared camera then takes a picture of that distortion, captures it, and then reverse engineers the exact profile of your face. In the longer term, facial recognition will be used to unlock your digital identity, which is going to be a tool of control for the agendas that are coming down the pipeline. Elements of that control are already with us. Alexa, good morning. Good morning. You are never alone in your home, and this is why. All your devices at home and all smart appliances, they are all connected on a wireless network. Many of these devices will have cameras, many will have microphones, and so they are monitoring everything all the time. Your smart appliances are communicating with the smart meter and sending it real-time usage data. If there's a Ring camera also in your home, a mesh network is formed, and all your devices are being tracked within the home, its location, its usage, and all the data is going to Amazon servers. When you leave your home, all modern vehicles are connected to the internet, so your automobile is being tracked all the time. When you're going under a string of smart LED poles and smart LED lights on the highway and in the streets of your towns and cities, those form a wireless network and are tracking your vehicle. They're tracking all the devices on you, from smartphones to smartwatches when you're walking on the streets. So data is being collected 24/7 continuously on every human being whenever you are within these wireless networks. And it's obviously not good for health also because of all the electromagnetic radiation. In the long term, the plan is to pretty much lock up humanity in smart cities, which is kind of a superset of a 15-minute city. They've sold all the state and local governments and countries that smart cities are about sustainability and the good of the city. But in reality, the language from the UN and WEF and their white papers is all inverted. So, air monitoring is really about limiting mobility and no car ownership. Right? Surveillance, control via LED grid is why the smart lighting is there. Water management is about water rationing. Noise pollution is about speed surveillance. Traffic monitoring is about limiting mobility. And then, of course, energy conservation is all about rationing heat, electricity, and gasoline. Another concept one should be familiar with is called geofencing. And that's, think of it as an invisible fence around you, where you cannot go beyond a certain point. And that will be related to your face recognition, digital identity, and access control.
They have that in the recent Netflix Black Mirror show. in which I forgot who played who played the role. It was a woman who had uh something with her brain, and then they introduced a chip to her to keep her alive, and it was she had to be within a range for that chip in her brain to operate right. And once she left that range, that's when um it wasn't working, but just to expound further.
Smart contracts. SoftBrick can turn off your digital currency beyond a certain point from your house. Our world has been turned into a digital panopticon. That means you can be monitored, analyzed, managed, and monetized.
Surveillance capitalists are already making billions of dollars selling our information to big corporations, because this kind of detailed knowledge enables them to predict and influence our behavior.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Geofence.
What was right? So let's go ahead and grab the scriptures. Let's go to we're not Romans. Revelations 13. And 15, it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right? So this image of the beast represents the New World Order that the elite of Esau is trying to implement, right? These smart cities. When they implement the mark of the beast, right, which it goes on to say in the next verse, all right, you have to, like that term geofencing, you had to be within range, right? So they could track you efficiently, monitor you efficiently, all right? So this authority that the Roman Empire had is speaking once again in the time of the reign of America. Okay, that is what we see happening. Right, it says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Right, we know what that is. It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Right, and once you take that, you sided with Satan, with the devil, with Esau Edom. You wanted him to be your master. All right. So that's the side you chose. Well, all right. You're going to perish with him. All right, let's get Isaiah 36 and verse 6. It says, lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed, on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. All right. So right now we're what in spiritual Egypt. Our people Well, 2/3 of our people are gonna lean on Egypt. Then when they do that, right, that broken reed is gonna pierce their hand, which is what? That chip. All right, let's get Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So we're seeing all these things coming to pass. All right, let me show you these other videos. I'm not going to play them. But look, Israeli spyware embedded on every Samsung phone. I recommend to watch that one. I just showed you this one. Mass surveillance is much farther along than you thought. Look at this. Meta
including
is reading your private messages to feed its AI, which was all those things was described in what a surveillance state is. Okay. But there you have it. This is where we're at. Which means our salvation is nearer than when we had believed. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Lord willing, this video was edifying. As always, our honor, glory, and praises goes to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Until next time, Shalom.